Welcome back into episode 2 of Beers and Ball. My name is Eddie, and I'll be the host of this show. And to my left is Drew. Drew, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
What's up, guys? Just a normal guy from Charlotte, North Carolina. Love me some football, and me and Eddie know each other for a long time, and we just came here to talk some ball with y'all.
Hey, don't forget about the beer.
Hey, never.
And speaking about the beer, here we go. First beer break of the session. Go ahead and put it up if you are of legal age and do enjoy the taste of beer. He's drinking an IPA because he likes fruits in his beer. I don't, so cheers.
Ain't nothing fruity about this. 9%.
So, Drew, welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming on with me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on.
All right, and we're going to be talking about the Carolina Panthers, of course. We got the cool little picture down below here. You know, and I like their blue uniforms. I like the blue on black.
We do have nice uniforms.
You do. You got good colors. I mean, the product on the field isn't great, but at least you look good. You're halfway there to success.
Hey, fake it till you make it, man.
All right. So I'm going to ask you, Drew, I'm going to ask you some questions about the Panthers. The first one I want to start with is kind of the state of the union, how you're feeling as a Panthers fan, how the rest of the kind of your other fans are feeling, maybe how the media is feeling, and then just the good, bad, and ugly of what you've seen so far.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed emotions and feelings when it comes to the Panthers. Some people say it's the coaching. Some people say it's the defense. Some people say it's Bryce. Some people say it's not his fault. Me personally, I put the vast majority of the blame on Bryce Young. He has turned the ball over way too much. He has not been consistent. He has not been a good quarterback either. He's bottom 5 in the league in QBR, bottom 5 of the league in completion percentage. He's had 7 turnovers to 7 touchdowns. We're basically just 0 points right there. In our pass yards per game, we're 25th. I mean, we're just not moving the ball. He looks uncomfortable. He's not playing well. The good part about our team is we got a solid rush offense. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, both 1,000-yard rushers from last year. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to use them much because we've been behind so much in games. You know, about every game seems like we're down 20 points at halftime. So we basically just throw our way, back to being competitive. And, the decent, I would say, is the defense. A lot of people have been saying bad things about our defense, and the defense is the problem. They're actually middle of the road, if you ask me. I mean, we're 12th in pass yards. We're 10th in rush yards on defense. We got good players in J.C. Horn, Derek Brown. Our linebackers and edge rushers could use a little work, but we're not terrible. If we had a competent offense and a good quarterback, we would be competitive in a lot of these games, but we're just not. So, I think unless Bryce Young shows some drastic improvement the rest of the year, then he needs to go because his bad play is just killing the morale of the team and putting defense in bad spots, putting everybody down, man. If you can't move the ball, who wants to play?
Well, it all starts at the quarterback position. If you can't get that right, you ain't got nothing right.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing I heard, is good quarterbacks elevate the team.
Yes.
And he just hasn't done that. Everybody keeps making excuses like, oh, it's our O line, oh, it's the receivers, oh, it's the defense. We've improved all of that, and we shouldn't need to uplift the team to uplift Bryce Young. That's not how this works. We went 1-15, drafted Cam, and instantly we were night and day better. So. As of right now, just Bryce Young isn't the guy unless we see some drastic improvement. And I like him. I wanted him coming out of the draft, but sometimes you just got to say, hey, he's not the guy, and just move on. And I'm sure Bryce probably wants that of Carolina too. I'm sure he would like to go sit behind Jordan Love and for a couple years and learn, something like that. I could see him definitely doing that.
Well, it happens. It's a lot of pressure even coming off a first-round pick. I don't care how talented you are, and you hit the nail on the head with quarterbacks elevate people around them that aren't to the same level as they are. I mean, the amount of years I saw Aaron Rodgers do that on substandard Packers teams, still lead them. Like, the one that hits the head for me is the 2020 season, or the 2019 season, when they went to the NFC Championship game and got absolutely stomped by the Niners. That team had no business being there, but Aaron Rodgers was able to elevate the rest of the team. You can kind of, good quarterbacks can hide big problems that other teams might have, to kind of make them look better, make that whole team look better. But from a coaching standpoint, how do you think Dave's been doing it? And what's his second year at head coach now?
Yep, his second year.
What do you? I mean, are you getting what you thought you would get when you came from Tampa as OC there, and how good he made that Tampa team look while he was there? Are you feeling kind of that same presence, or is it something completely different? You're pissed off. You want him out of town.
Man, it's I'm like week to week on him, man. Like if you would have asked me after that Patriots game, I was ready to let him go. But I mean, it's hard to tell. I think he can be a decent coach. You know, I think he's still kind of figuring it out. At the beginning of the year, like our play calls were just coming in real slow. Bryce had no time to kind of like evaluate what was going on at the line of scrimmage, and now we're getting better at that. So I think he's a work in progress. Um, I mean, I'm not too, he's calling the plays, not the offensive coordinator. So I think that's kind of inflicting with his head coaching duties, being able to do that and call plays at the same time. I think, that's kind of a lot. So I would like for us to have a designated offensive coordinator so he can kind of just worry about being the head coach. Our defensive coordinator, a lot of people want him gone because obviously our people complain about our defense and rightfully so. It's not the best, but we're not horrible. I mean, I'm not too high on him, but I don't want him gone yet. I'll give him another year or two.
Yeah, people aren't complaining. You're not in the NFL. People always
Yeah.
find something to compare about or complain about. I mean, you see the Eagles; they lost one game and their whole fan base is losing their mind. It's just
Yeah,
NFL fans are kind of crazy sometimes. It's a little hypercritical instead of just trying to have a fun product out there.
exactly. Yeah, and I heard thing about Dan Campbell with the Lions. His second season, I think he was 2-6 going into his second season. First season, he did bad. So I mean, sometimes it takes a little.
You got to
time.
have that. Is he a culture guy? Is Dave a culture guy? Do you think he's inflicting a good culture into the locker room? Because there's like a Dan Campbell's a culture guy. He is living up to this culture he's building.
I think Dave Canales is kind of a little bit too nice, to be honest. I think he's more of kind of like letting the players kind of lead. But that's another problem because we don't have a true leader on our team. The only person I've seen step up and be a leader is Chuba Hubbard. And, I mean, he's good, but like I don't really see the team following him like that. The quarterback should be the guy leading the charge at least, or, yeah, I think we're lacking a lot of leadership, and Dave is not really giving us that. So, yeah,
Yeah, Bryce Young's got to be the leader of the clubhouse from every
yeah.
stance. Now, speaking of Rico, he had a hell of a game this past Sunday.
He did, man. 206 yards.
When I was watching Red Zone. Packers were off last week, so I was kind of watching the Red Zone, peeping around. He looked big. I don't know if it was just maybe the highlights, but he looked like bigger than I thought he was, and he was moving. I mean, does that?
He's probably because he stands next to Bryce Young every play.
I think that might do it. That might just do it. Because I was watching and I was like, God, these Dolphins were getting up on you quick. I had a 17-0 deficit. At one point in that game, did stuff start turning? Was it turnovers? Was it just better execution? Did you start guarding Darren Waller?
Man, it's weird. Like we do this. It's the Panthers. It seems like the second half we kind of turn it on, and I don't know if it's because we're down and we just start slinging the rock, and the opposing team's defense is like in a prevent. Because they're up 20 points. I'm not sure what's going on, but the first half is really killing us. We're going to the locker room down 20 almost every game, and yeah, so that's what we need to see improve, especially is just not digging ourselves in a hole in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, you got to be able to crawl out of it, starting fast, playing better defense. Let's talk about your first-round receiver, Tet McMillan. Where's the pulse like with him?
That kid's a superstar, man. For sure. Like I think everybody in Carolina is super excited about him. I mean, if it were me, I'd be throwing the ball to him 15 times a game. Because, I mean, it seems like he's the only person on this offense who is capable of getting the ball downfield. I mean, Rico Dowdle obviously had a good game, but other than that, our rushing game has been nothing. And Tet's the only one I've seen consistently just ball out. And, I mean, we do get Jalen Coker back this week, I believe, and he's our solid number 2. So I'm really expecting to see Bryce be able to kind of spread the field a little more because I know Jalen Coker is one of his favorite receivers. So I'm kind of excited to see that. But Tet is a dog. wanted Jalen Walker, but I'm very happy with Tet.
Yeah, I wanted Tet out of the draft. I was hoping that he would fall to my Green Bay
Oh,
Packers. I know I love my Matthew Golden. Beggars can't be choosers, but that boy can flat out run. But Tet is the prototypical like build for a receiver, 6'4", lengthy, can run. I don't think he didn't have a touchdown yet, does he?
He doesn't. He does not.
He
dropped like a one-handed one, I think, his first week, and other than that, man, he's just been getting a lot of targets.
Yeah, it's good that you're going to be getting Coker back. I mean, he's just I always pull for those UDFAs that come out and play well. So I'm a big fan of him. He's an undersized guy. He's just one of those guys. He puts the hard hat on. He puts the hard hat on. He's got his lunch pail. He's got calluses on his hands. He's ready to go to work.
Yeah, he's a dog, man, and but that's the other kind of thing is like, what that worries me is like, Jalen Coker is supposed to be our second best receiver, and he was the undrafted free agent we got, a few years ago. So is that show to like our just bad lack of talent, or is Jalen Coker just that good?
I think he's just that good because I don't look into those things after the first year of like draft status. Because once you're on the team, it doesn't matter where you got drafted from. Because there's plenty of talent. It's just how these fucking stooges start placing players in certain spots and where they're at. But once they're drafted, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go out there and produce? Because we can say the same thing. Like Coker's way outperformed Xavier Legette, and he was a first round receiver too. So it's like those two comparisons are tough. When I know he had a good game last week. I saw he had a couple of good catches. But I was expecting a lot more from him based off of his offseason and how much of a media presence he had. Yeah. That he would produce.
I think he was just a little overhyped because we traded up to like the end of the first round to get him, and he was more of like a day 2, day 3 receiver, and we were so receiver hungry. And we just traded up and get him at the end of the first round 2 years ago, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to be our new guy." But I think he was just kind of overhyped by the fan base. I think maybe in another year or two he'll be a decent 2 receiver, but I don't think he's a number 1.
Yeah, I mean, me and my Packers, we don't have number 1. We have 5 number 2s, and then that's all the talk that there ever is who's the Packers number 1 receiver? I don't care who's going to go score touchdowns. I don't care, So I really don't play in that park of needing this guy's the number 1 or this, that, and the other. But I think he's going to do fine. The good thing is with him and taking him in the late first round is that you get that 5th year option. So you're able to keep him you have team control for 5 years. Well, really 7 if you franchise tag him, but franchise tagging a mediocre receiver is probably not the best move.
Right. Yeah, seriously.
So before we get to the defense, we're gonna take another beer break, and we close that book on the offense. So cheers. That beer break was brought to you by nobody. All right, Drew.
Nobody.
Hey, I do got, hey Bush, if you ever want to. I just got 5 cases of the new limited edition cases, new 30 racks. So hey, Bush Light, you want to hit me up? Go ahead. No free shout outs, but at this point I don't care. Shout out everybody.
Hell yeah.
So moving on to the defense. Let's start at the front 4. Who's been impressing you and who's been disappointing you in the front 4?
Derek Brown, obviously, is our best front 4 man. He's a top 3 D tackle in the league. There's not much to argue about that. He's just a force of nature. I mean, that guy is strong and big, and he moves people out the way. And his pass rush has gotten a lot better. He got a sack last week, and I've been seeing him getting to the quarterback. And he's looked really impressive. I'm happy with him. Happy with our new rookie Nick Scroton, Princey Umami Yellen. They're good too. They're finally starting to get more playing time. And I'm
a big Nick Scroton fan. I played with him in college football 25 on the on the ultimate team. Scroton. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him out of Texas A&M.
Yeah, man, and it's like we drafted him and Princely kind of back to back because we really needed edge rushers. They didn't play much like the first 2 games, and then they finally started playing him, and they're tearing it up. Nick Scroton was actually the highest rated player according to PFF in our last game against the Dolphins.
Now
So he,
PFF.
yeah,
Where are you at on PFF? Do you believe them, or is it just because the way they grade it is they don't know what that specific player is supposed to do. Like they don't know if they're supposed to get double team or wash out. They're kind of just basing it play off of play. So I give a little bit of I look more into the pressures and QB hits more than it is. He played great but did nothing. Like how's he gonna have a 90 overall PFF grade and have one pressure?
Yeah,
You know,
I get you. I mean, I think it's. I mean, usually when I look at it, the top guys they do play well from what I've seen on the TV. So I'm not, I don't want to sit here and put like too much weight on it, but it kind of gives you a guide to maybe who had a good game. I would look at it game. I like to look at it game to game rather than season because it kind of grades it that way.
Yeah, I'm with you there. No, that makes perfect sense. I like that thought process because. Like to use PFF grading, for example, in that Packers-Cowboys game in the tie, Parsons was the highest graded PFF player, but then you got people out here in these Twitter streets saying, oh, he wasn't doing nothing, even though he had 10 pressures. It's like these Twitter streets, hey, they rough. They are rough. Okay, so front four is looking good. We got Derek Brown up there that's getting it working. I like to hear that you rookies are starting to kind of learn football again because once you go from college to NFL, it's a totally different sport. It feels like so really getting your sea legs under you, really understanding, getting those opportunities to go out there and cause disruption. And that win over Miami, it could start getting things rolling for you. Because you remember they just beat who would they beat on Monday night? The Jets. Yeah, they beat they beat the no-win Jets on the previous Monday night, but still, that's a good team. Every win, it's hard to win the NFL, so take them while you can get them. So now let's talk about the linebackers. Who's same question? Who's doing it? Who's doing it up for you, and who's disappointing you?
They're all disappointing, honestly. There's nobody in our linebacker core. It's really worth talking about. I mean. Christian Roseboom surprisingly played well last week. Other than that, he's played terrible the whole season. I mean, it's really just him and oh dang, I forget the other dude's name. It'll come back to me. But it's like him and the other guy. But we're playing in a lot of nickel right now, where we have three safeties out there with Mo Reg, Ransom, and Nick Scott. So we've only been using those two linebackers. Dang, I can't remember the other. Trevin Wallace. That's right. Trevin Wallace and Roseboom. Yeah, that's honestly probably the weak part of our defense right now, that and our pass rush. But I think the rookies are starting to get after it now that they're allowed to play a little more. But the linebackers are definitely our weak.
No, that's tough too, is having a good front four, but then you don't have the backers to come and clean everything up. So 2-yard rush turns into 4.5, 5 instead of getting stopped right at the line. Now the secondary, I know you guys still got J.C. Horn. I'm sure you're glad to no longer have Dante Jackson. I don't even know if he was on your team last year, but that guy sucked. So he was fast.
He's on the Chargers now.
I know he had top end speed, but getting him to stay on the field was a different issue.
It was, yeah.
So how's the secondary overall for you?
Secondary is honestly looking pretty good. I've seen some stats saying that J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson are like one of the best, like 1 and 2 combinations.
I like Mike Jackson a lot. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for a pickup, for what we got, like I was really surprised. I know we traded for him. I'm sorry, but he's playing really good as a number 2 corner. And JC, I'm glad to see he's staying healthy. I mean, we are paying him a lot of money. I would hope he goes out there and I would like to see him get some more interceptions. It's. JC, he's good. I don't know if I can. Would you call him a top 10 corner?
It depends because there's different styles of corners. There's man-to-man style corners. There's zone corners. There's press man corners. There's a bump and run zone. So I like him. I think he needs a good year to be in the top 10. Even though I would have a hard time naming 10 corners better than him. According to Madden, he is.
No, I actually saw the Madden ratings today, and he was not in the top.
No, he wasn't. I think
he was in the top. Yeah.
He has all of the tangibles, the height, the speed, the strength. And sometimes you need a different DC, a different, scheme for him to fit that way. You know, because maybe he fits better as a slot corner with his size and physicality. You know, over these outside style corners. Because so many defenses are playing Tampa 2 style, so cover 2 style defenses, where he's just really within that 10 to 15 yard mark. I mean, I don't really know too much about the Panthers defense and their scheme styles, but I mean, Tampa 2 is kind of like a league wide deal, and he would be really in that kind of scheme. He'd do really well in the slot if you have somebody that can complement Mike Jackson, because Mike Jackson is a boundary corner. Just the way I like his personality. Yeah, I like him a lot. So that's good there.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, dang, I can't remember now. Go ahead.
Well, if he comes back to you, let us know. So who do you guys play this coming up Sunday?
Oh, Cowboys. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is we actually us and the Cowboys, we play the most zone defense out of anybody in the league. So they got them playing zone most of the time.
So, and you know they're gonna have a really bad defense. The Cowboys are. So
they
have like league worst. And the only thing that helps them is that Dak's playing at like a MVP level. Like if they were 3-1 or 4-1, Dak would easily be in the MVP conversation if not like one of the top odds for them.
Oh yeah, their Cowboys are top 5 offense right now.
I think they're number 1 offense. I think they're the number 1 overall offense. So
I believe.
Do you think you can keep up? Do you think the Panthers offense and Bryce Young can keep up in a boat race? Can they score? Can they score 35 points?
No. I mean, if our defense plays well and we get some turnovers, I mean, then maybe, but I really don't see it.
Hey, it's a Rico Dowdle revenge game.
Yeah, that is true. He already called them out, and apparently the Cowboys heard it, and so.
Well,
I'm interested.
I appreciate Rico on his emotions and personality through that. But let's not get it twisted. He'd get probably 4 carries a game if Chuba wasn't hurt.
Yeah, they've been averaging like.
Is he hurt? Is Chuba hurt?
Yeah, he's out. He's out for like a couple more.
Yeah, let's be like you give the guy you pay a lot of money to, which is Chuba, 90% of the carries. So it's like, I appreciate you, and you did a really good job against Sunday, but like, and this is another week that he can replicate it. He can have another 200-yard game against this Cowboys team.
And I think a big reason for that was because they've been switching off. Like, it seems almost every play. It's like they bring Chuba in and then they bring Rico in. And it's like, I kind of would like to see, one of them to stay out there for a series or two, just kind of let them get going. It seems like we kind of interchange them too much and they can't really get their flow going.
So give them enough carries for them to get in the game. Let them get hit 3 or 4 times, and then you get an outside zone run, let them get out in space and really get into the game. Get your feet under.
Yeah, that's what seemed what happened with Rico. I mean, he got all the carries. He balled out. So
yeah, I think you're going to have a lot of really good opportunities against this Cowboys team. I mean, I think Bryce Young's going to smash whatever his pass yardage line is on DraftKings or FanDuel. I think he's going to smash it because they're giving up like 450 yards a game. So this is a good game to lay down a good parlay without even looking at the odds. I mean, what kind of parlay are you building?
Yeah, and we're playing at home, because apparently we can only win at home.
It's hard to win on the road. It's really hard to win on the road. Like in the NFL, it's so hard.
I understand, but at the end of the day, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. You got to win away games.
You got to.
So it's part of the deal. But we're playing Dallas at home, and then we play the Jets. So we kind of got 2 games where our offense can get going again. Two
not easy ones, but easy in the context of you're not playing top defenses. Even though Jets got a good defense, I mean, they have been exposed pretty much all year. I mean,
I'll check. They've been ranked. They're like in the bottom 10 for I think rushing and passing, but. Yeah, I haven't watched them play much this year, so
I saw a couple. I saw, and the thing is, in that Jets-Cowboys game, I was like, one bet I made was anytime touchdown for George Pickens because Sauce Gardner is washed, and George Pickens sure as hell got a touchdown over Sauce Gardner on a little fade route. So I think we're all covered here. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about with the Panthers? Anything else on your mind?
Lenore Sellers.
Oh, so that'll make Leggett play better. You get another Gamecock in there.
Yeah, man.
Get
Yeah,
the
man.
cock,
We
get the cock
like
boys.
we like drafting Gamecocks apparently.
Yeah, well, you
It's
can
like
you know you can just get Lenore Sellers and just make him the mayor of Cocktown, and then you'll be good
Yeah.
to go.
Exactly, man. I mean, he's like a mini Cam, man. It kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of Cam. So
Except I think when he wears like how players that wear glasses they wear like goggles. Like when he puts some goggles on in game, different quarterback. It's like when you sign him to the contract after drafting him, but there's just no way you guys because I think Bryce is in his third year. This is third year.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not drafting him. Sorry about it. You're gonna use all five with. You're gonna at least use all five with Bryce.
Oh no, he's got like the rest of this year. If he don't turn it up, we got to trade him. He's got to go.
You know Tepper ain't doing that.
Tepper,
You know Tepper is telling old concussed Dan Morgan, if you trade Bryce Young, I'm giving you another one.
Man, I guess if Tepper's got like an asphyxiation for Bryce Young for whatever reason, but I mean, he's not the guy.
That is what it is. Well, Drew, I appreciate you again for coming on, and if you got time next week, we'll have you on after the Cowboys game, and we'll do a little recap there with you on how everything's going. That sounds good to you.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Let's do it.
All right. Well, everybody watching, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Leave down a comment of what team you want us to talk about next. And tell me if you got a good point to talk about. I'll get you on here. I think I got this whole thing figured out and pulling people in. So make sure you do those things, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Sir.